All right, let's watch a little bit more of this.
When I was in the Army, and I was going through OSIT, my first one actually had, my first one at the time actually forced me to go to behavioral health and talk to a counselor, because I didn't deal with kids in a normal way.
Did you plan to kill Matthew?
No, I actually never planned to kill him. I never planned to actually kill him. Planned to kill him in the sense of, like, it wasn't premeditated. When I went up there, I was giving him one last chance to fix things. He looked me dead in the eye and said, it's like, son, you're like me. You're going to, like, kill it. You're going to find it easy. I mean, I guess he was wrong. But, so, okay.
Have you ever killed anybody else?
No.
This is your first time ever murdering somebody?
Yes.
It started.
I guess he was wrong. Fix things. He looked me dead in the eye and said, it's like, son, you're like me. You're going to, like, kill it. You're going to find it easy. He looked me dead in the eye and said, it's like, son, you're like me. You're going to, like, kill it. You're going to find it easy.
So he was talking about his father right there, and he was saying that he didn't really want him to go in the army because he's going to enjoy murdering. He's going to enjoy killing. And then he said something like he wasn't wrong there.
I guess he was wrong. But, so, okay.
Have you ever killed anybody else?
No.
It says no, like murder or whatever, but it sounded like he had shot somebody in the army. After the first one, they said that he had to go to a behavioral health or something. He had to go to some behavioral health. All right, so let's just go through these notes and make sure we covered everything. Okay, so Rainor, Joyner, and David Degrout, they're roommates, right, with Matthew McLaughlin, apparently roommates. I don't know exactly their situation because Matthew Laughlin thought he lived there. He thought that he lived there. He spent most of his time there. And so the guy says he's going to confront him and he was going to give him one last chance. Give him one last chance to, fix the situation. This is in Taos County, New Mexico. They all had met when they were serving in the same unit. Matt was reported missing. There was warrants out for the arrest of Rainor, Joyner, and David Degrout because they had gone AWOL. They deserted, like Bergdahl, right? But then instead of, they just went ahead and deserted during peacetime. I wonder why. Why'd you desert during peacetime? That doesn't make any sense. So this Matthew Laughlin is an honest man, an honest family man having to deal with two deserting freeloaders. A good, sweet, kind person who doesn't run his mouth about anybody, so we don't even know what the hell this Rainor Joyner's talking about. He was buying groceries, bringing home the bacon. He would do anything that you asked of him. But ultimately, they're going to pinch him, and then somehow one person says something, another person says something, and then they just go ahead and fess up, and they tell him everything that they know. There's a video confession, a written confession. After they had murdered Matthew Laughlin, this Rainor and this David Degroat had dragged his body off to the side, then chopped up piece by piece. First his head and his hands, and then some of his limbs, and then some more of his limbs, and then hit him all over the place. Multiple sites, multiple bags. They were cowards. They were cowards who murdered their friend. That's what they did. Who had reasonable doubts about the psychos that he was living with. I don't know. You guys seem like you're fucking psychos. They said after the first murder that he committed when he was in the army that he had to go talk to a psychiatrist because he wasn't dealing well with it. That is not the same man I served with. He doesn't regret it. So he's acting like he killed a fucking, a goddamn murderer. He acted like he's, a chief justice. He doesn't regret it because he's a psycho. This is like Dexter would go after people that hurt other people. This guy's just enjoying the thrill of shooting somebody. Doesn't matter if it was a friend or enemy. He's just enjoying the thrill of it. They're going to find a crucifix in the burn pit. They used a washing machine drum as a burn pit. So they crucified him. They crucified him and they burned him at the stake, just like Michael Servetus. So not only is this Matthew McLaughlin a good, sweet, kind man that would do anything that was asked of him, a veteran, right, of the armed forces who had a job, working some job at the local restaurant, who was bringing home the bacon, bringing home the groceries. He also had a crucifix, so he was a Christian. He was a Christian. The court isn't going to release this Rainor because they found an army duffel bag filled with guns and ammunition. Is that why they deserted the army? It's like, well, shit, we already got the guns and the ammunition. Let's get the hell out of here. We got what we came for. So 2 psychopaths killed a good family man, a good hard-working man, a good Christian. And Emilio J. Chavez, the judge of the 8th Judicial District, is like, there's probable cause for some of these charges, but I don't see a probable cause charge for the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. How is hiding in the bushes and waiting for your friend to walk down the road with his other fake friend, and he's talking real loud, and this David Degrout's acting like he's, a bigger coward, so he's like, he threatened me. He threatened to kill me. He said that if I didn't help him kill Matthew McLaughlin and chop his body up and hide his body in a bunch of different places, he'd kill me. And I didn't want to die. And so I went with what Rainor had said. The whole thing is stupid as shit. The guy doesn't have a fucking gun. He doesn't have a fucking... You shot an unarmed guy who had bags of groceries in his hands. He didn't have a gun. He didn't have a truck. He wasn't charging at you. He didn't have a lead pipe. He didn't have a candlestick. He wasn't doing a damn thing. Walking back to his home with groceries. And they said, well, he actually got a ride and he was dropped off over this place, and so we had to go over this way. It wasn't premeditated. Bullshit. David Degrout says you're walking down the path for him to speak loudly and for him to stay on the left side of the path, because when he jumps out, he's gonna blow him away. He did it. He loved it. It was easy. Rainor Joyner loved it. He didn't regret it. His father was right. When you start to murder, Rainor Joyner, when you start killing people, you're just gonna love it, just like your old man, just like your father. And he says he loved it, and it was easy. It was easy for him to do. So he's acting like David was his brother, and he wanted to make sure that David kept his mouth shut. So that's why he threatened to kill him too. He wasn't actually being serious. He just was trying to make sure his brother did the right thing. To kill an unsuspecting roommate during peacetime, a friendly? Talk about the most easy peasy thing in the world. That's just crazy to me. The guy's got no humanity. He's got no remorse. He chopped the body up with a hacksaw, a splitter X. But the Tom Clark, the defense attorney, the worst defense attorney in the world, he objected. He's like, objection. There's actually no documentation that they deserted. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they got warrants. They deserted, you piece of shit. God damn. Fucking worst defense attorney ever. Tom Clark. It's like, Tom, I'll just go ahead and defend myself. I'll lose the case on my own. I don't need you fucking the thing up. So they lived in a tiny house. He was just so fucking pissed. And he said he don't even know what Matthew McLaughlin had responded with, but he just went ahead and shot him. So he wasn't really waiting for a confrontation. He really wasn't going to give him one last chance to fix it. And then Rainor had coached David Degrout on what to say to the police. And then that's all the details I got.
That's it. It's like, son, you're like me. You're going to like kill it. You're going to find it easy. I guess he's wrong. But, so, okay.
Have you ever killed anybody else?
No.
This is your first time ever murdering somebody?
Yes.
It started with rumors and ended in the desert.
So, yeah, this is from Crime News. There's 29 views. 29 views. Maybe I'm just not clicking on the more popular videos, but you would like to think that Matthew McLaughlin's life is bigger than that. Yeah, the criminal justice system will, maybe eat him alive. Maybe they'll fucking slap him on the wrist. I don't know. Give him 10 years and he'll be out in 5, be on probation. Maybe he don't even go to jail. Goes to trial. Maybe they think that it's justified. More people should be talking about Matthew McLaughlin. There's too many shootings that happen in America. And if Edmund Burke is right that the whole point of man is to avoid a violent death, then for a lot of us it's not happening. So yeah, hopefully that Rainor Joyner will... Hopefully he gets fucked and stays fucked. Hopefully he stays in New Mexico jail for forever. They should just go ahead and put him under the jail, Rainor Joyner just seemed like a total fucking psychopath. He definitely dragged that other guy into it, but that other guy could have said no. Why did David Degrout go along with it? Matthew McLaughlin had bought that David groceries. He would buy his meals and his drinks. I mean, that's nice, isn't it? Crazy fucking world, man.